Uh,
Okay.
okay,
All right. So I'm Dan Eng. I'm one of the MicroStation product managers. So just to set the context here, we're from the MicroStation side. So ORD we're not really that familiar with, but the configuration side, we should be very similar to it because working with Derek and the civil team, they usually build upon our power platform and whatever features we put in there come along with ORD and any of the other products. But joining me today is Amit Shah. He's one of our principal developers, especially from the configuration side. So he'll be aiding me in, I guess, anything from the configuration side you guys might have questions on. So, um, and I guess, do you want me to start with a little history of what the managed configurations and how that came about? Would that be
sure,
helpful?
sure,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. So we added the managed configurations here into MicroStation, I think a couple updates ago. Um, and mainly this was for us to facilitate um, project-wise drive. Because you'll probably notice if you go into configuration, actually, let me just share my screen. That might be easier here. Um, and I'm assuming you guys are pretty familiar with it and everything, but I'll just give you a brief background here. So the managed configurations here, when you add a configuration, one thing that we heard from our users too was, hey, it's managing configurations, you got to go through, sort through, lots of text files, and how do we make that easier for users? Because we know sometimes, from our standpoint, we hear a lot of users, not necessarily our CAD managers anymore. They're the IT guys and the CAD manager, so they're playing dual roles, and they may not be familiar as much as they used to be with setting up configurations and things like that. So how do you make it a little easier? So from our standpoint, from configuration side, give the name, description, but again, the big intent here was, I think, probably year and a half ago, we introduced ProjectWise Drive out there. Different than just ProjectWise DI, but this is the way you can think of it as kind of like OneDrive for CAD files, right? You put a file up there, it automatically syncs back and forth, very similar to OneDrive. But what we were doing is using ProjectWise Drive to be able to set up a configuration and make it easier for users to, if they wanted to go this route, um, and basically put a configuration up there and have everything be driven by ProjectWise Drive. So that was one of the motivations of having this managed configuration option in here. And then also, again, like mentioned, rather than looking through text files and setting up variables and things like that, we gave it a little bit of a nice user interface here, at least from the start, um, to help our CAD managers out if they're wanted to do it from this standpoint, the interface. So, um, and then you can also mention that local drive, you can set one up, network drive, and project-wise drive. So making it easy to point to three different area locations for configurations for the most part. So that's a little background on that and kind of the motivation we did it. I know one of the questions came up from users. I think by default, we used to give this as managed configuration option in the beginning, but I know some users from the admin side don't want their own individual users to go in there create configuration. So we did create an option to hide this option in here. Um, so I'll leave it as that. Is that the understanding you guys have too, or does that help with the understanding of where we came about with the managed configurations?
yes, I think so, Dan.
Okay. Okay.
Does anybody have any questions or comment there from the NCDOT side?
Okay. I guess I would say if not, then I
Okay,
guess we can go into the question that you guys have then.
okay. So I think the best way to do is just, I'm go through our procedure, and then you
Okay.
can tell us what we're doing wrong, or when we come up to some of the questions, some of the areas we have questioned about, then that's where I think our folks will ask the questions there.
Okay.
And see if we can take it on there. So let me share my screen. Uh,
Okay, yeah, I think I see the screen here. Well, I see. Okay, there's yes,
Okay.
microfiche in the background there, or O or D.
All right. So let me just X out of this station. So I have something set up, but I'm going to pretend this is fresh, new. So I'm going to make a backup of my preference file, preference folder. I'm sorry. Uh, Here's my
Tap
look
data.
app
Oh.
data. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I got lost a minute ago. It's like,
Yeah.
where is Bentley Open Road Designer? So I'm just gonna make a backup and look at my other folder. So this is just starting out fresh. I don't have any managed configuration set up. So it's going to create this preference folder. So I click on this icon here.
Mhm.
So right now I have configuration or workspaces in 3 different locations. But I'm just for this initial test or this, I'm just going to point to one on my local C drive.
Okay.
So while that's loading up, I'm going to show you where that is on my local C drive. So there's C NCDOT Connect Workspace Configuration 1012. That's where they put the configuration folder.
Okay.
So starting out, this is our user will see this first time they enter this, and I guess my first question is so is this the part where all users are responsible for doing, or the manage the folks that manage the workspaces and the administrator do this for them before they do for regular users? Create a managed configuration.
I was gonna say typically, I guess probably be done beforehand. I mean, if you had the configuration already set up prior to this, and I'm not sure how you guys roll out your configurations, but I know some folks do it through a SCCM and things like that. You know, the whole package.
Yeah.
You do it beforehand. If you don't want
Okay.
users to do any configuration manually like this.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
So, so I'm going to create a new managed configuration
Okay.
here and hit add, and I'm going to give it a name, uh, NCDOT and 12,
Hmm.
and then the type is local configuration folder. Going to browse to that, see NCDOT Connect space this here,
Yep.
uh, and everything else. Right now it's okay. So I'll just click OK with it.
Hmm.
And that's my first managed configuration. Uh, so now I can select the,
Yeah. Yep. The workspace and then work set.
yeah. Okay, so I need to select that first.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, that, and then, yeah, the work set here.
Okay. And then I see you guys have roles set up too. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So we do the rows and then just gonna create a new file here.
Hmm.
it didn't go, but we have uh, projects, C projects, CDT, uh, B's. Oops. I'll just go create some here. Call it one, whatever.
Okay.
Uh, Okay. So it looks like it's loading up correctly and
Hmm.
everything else. But I think the first problem we ran into was when we exit out of this file here. Say a minute. Exit out of this file here.
Okay.
Um, and then open this up. Uh, See, it doesn't remember my recent work sets
Hmm.
and recent file lists. Uh, is this something in our configuration that's causing this, or have you successfully, you
Yeah,
know?
for us, and at least in the MicroStation side, it remains and it opens up the it has a file listing for the recent files, and
Mhm.
then for us it tracks the because the last file I had it in the listing of them, so it of the order of the last file. So
Yeah.
that
Uh,
is odd
where
how it's
where
not.
is that saved? I mean, where is that in the file somewhere? The recent work set and the recent file list there.
So I mean
Uh,
that should be the preferences,
yeah,
right? The user
yeah,
preferences.
it's in the user preference file. So it's a binary file. So we won't be able to read it. Like there won't be any tool which can read it.
Oh,
So
okay.
only the application can come to know like what was the last recent work set. But frankly speaking, I could say something is going wrong. Ideally, as soon as you open a file, we log that information into the user preferences. And the next time when you launch the MicroStation or any power product,
Yeah.
it understands like which was your last access configuration, workspace, and work sets, and it creates the recent history based upon the last access, last usage, and it brings in the appropriate order. So I could see like you opened a file, but eventually nothing came in the recent work set. So something is going wrong for sure, and we need to understand what that is.
Okay. But uh,
It should have the listing there, so it's
yeah.
definitely good. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are seeing that on my end. So I need to look at our configuration somehow that's causing these files not to show up. I mean, I'm able to do a workaround. The workaround for me is not to completely exit out of the file. I can close the file, go back to the backstage here,
Hmm.
uh, and they'll be
Oh, it's
here.
listed. Okay.
Yeah, and
Did you?
I could do a close here,
Yep.
and it'd be here. See, all
Ah,
the work
but
sets are here. But
gotcha.
if I totally exit out of here, like
Before
I'm
you
gonna
exit
do
out,
now,
hold on. Don't
yeah,
go back to that test one file and just I was gonna say, could we just do a file save settings? Because that should write it to the user preference file then. Just
okay,
to
yeah, yeah,
just to kind of force it in there. 'Cause I know last
right,
time
right,
you went in and
yeah,
exited, but
that's good. Mm.
because that's the file that we would be writing to, I think the user preference file here. Yeah, go ahead and save settings on there and then exit
Okay,
out and see if it's still um,
okay,
missing. If it still isn't, I guess we'll have to try to troubleshoot this, or I don't know, Amit, if there's anything that you know of that we could try to log anything as we're opening. Okay, see, it still's not.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, can you switch between example configuration and NC dot 10.12? So whether it changes its behavior. Okay, so if possible, can I request for a couple of files from your disk? So maybe if you can share the user pref folder with us, so we'll be in a better position to understand what sort of information is getting logged, and eventually, for sure, the information is getting logged in the user preference file. Now we need to understand why it's not picking up for NC dot. So once you share your user pref folder with us, we will be in a better position to comment like what's going on and why is it not giving us the required results.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. That's one uh area there we were having issues, just not remembering the file list. I mean
Okay.
that is important to us to, like I say, if I have to launch that file again, I have to,
Yeah, that's
go through the whole thing again. It's just like it takes a lot of time for our user, and I don't think that's a
yeah,
good thing for our user to do. It's important enough to remember the recent file list and so forth. So, but the workaround like right now for us is not to completely exit out of the file. You can close it. Uh,
yeah. Just get into some file, right, and go to close and
yeah,
the list
exactly.
history list in there. Okay, but yeah, that's a next couple additional steps that you shouldn't have to. I think I'm gonna put in the chat window where the app or the folder would be. So I guess we can do it afterwards. We can always try to, or
Okay.
after the call, if you want to get us those files, and that'll be fine.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
what we used to do in previously with 1010 ORD 1010 was, we edit the program data folder with with the configuration setup CFGs at, and
Hmm.
this is a big no-no for a long time. I guess this is not what we not don't want to do, but we
Mhm.
have to do it because we're not the installer. We get the workspace and the configuration after it's installed. So after the fact, we don't have the opportunity to manage or edit this configuration setup CSG file here.
Yep, yep, yep.
So that's what I've been told by CAD services, and Kyle says, well, in the future, our IT department will probably lock down this folder and we can't edit this
Yep.
configuration setup CFG. Is
Yeah,
that the
and
thinking with this too? The managed configuration is not to edit this CFG file and do it through a nice interface.
Well, I mean, you could still do it through the interface. I mean, it just gives it a little bit of a interface from that standpoint. I mean, there's no stopping you from editing the CFG files.
Yeah, but in the future, I think they're gonna lock the IT, our IT department is gonna lock us from editing this file here.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
think, so we can't do this edit, but the only way to get those recent recent file to show up is to edit this file like we did with 1010. So here I can specify that folder there. Um,
yeah. So this was the problem that we were trying to solve with managed configuration. So as I can see on the screen, you have at least three configurations, like the one pointing, and the rest of
yeah,
them are
yeah,
commented out. So eventually, what we expect, uh, like we shouldn't touch this file at the time of installation as well. Now, having said that, the alternative options that we have is to use managed configurations to perform the similar kind of activity. Now, having said that, like before, say, couple of release back, this was the only solution that we had. Like you can at any moment of time you can specify only one custom configuration. There was no liberty of having two or more configurations simultaneous at any moment of time. With
yeah.
managed configurations we can support as many configurations that you want. Like at any
Yeah,
moment of time, we can switch between this say uh, S shared
yeah, yeah.
configuration or C NC dot or CWS12. So we provided a huge kind of a usability where we don't expect our users to modify this file. And at the same time, like as you said, like in few of the organizations, this file is being locked and they have only the read only access permissions. So to overcome those scenarios or those issues, we have that mechanism in manage configurations, and you can create as many configurations that you want. So
All right.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
shouldn't
think.
touch this file.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
go
mean
ahead.
that's perfect explanation of it. I mean that's what we ran into, and we were wondering what the intent of this is. So if I did what I'm not supposed to be doing and edit this file here like I used to do with A8, now I can get the recent file list to show up. Uh, so I know that's not what we want to do, but this is one of the things that solved the problem for us last time, I guess. So it creates this custom managed configuration here.
Hmm.
And then, I can, let's just go open up a file, this one here. And if I do that, um, like Amit was saying, um, you know, I'm locked down to one configuration. I don't have that flexibility to point to other configuration in different location. But it does remember my recent file list if I exit out of the file. So let me go ahead and open this or hit save settings, exit out of the file, then come back in. Since I edit that file here, I'm expecting that to remember my current work sets and uh, right there. So it
Okay.
remembers. But I'm locked down to no matter if I change that to a different location or whatever, it's still locked down to this one custom configuration and it remembers my recent work sets and
Hmm.
Okay,
recent
so
files.
yeah, can we do one thing? Can we open up any file? Can you please open up any file, any file? And I just need to check the version of Power Platform which we are using.
Should be 17, update 17, but there's a
Version.
So that's the ORD version.
okay. Uh, where would I find about? Well,
Yeah, even if we get this version, that's fine. So it's 1012
O2.
024.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get the appropriate version of Power Platform. So we'll understand like uh, which version of Power Platform is being used over here. Okay.
all right. Uh, anything else you guys want to say while I have this file open? So,
No,
if
that's more than enough. Yeah, that's more than
okay,
enough for
so
us to.
now I'm gonna switch where I had and delete the preference folder. Um, well, let me change my configuration back to not defining that. All right, now let me go back to my preference folder. I used to have a shortcut. Like I had to go and relearn where my users.
So to so can we do one thing? Just type in Windows R and type in the command that I have shared, and it will go Windows R.
Where
Yeah,
what you want to type?
press Windows R on the keyboard.
Um, the Windows keyboard shortcut, I guess, the on the keyboard, Windows and then R.
Yeah,
Uh,
or
okay.
yep, and just type in percent local app data percent slash Bentley slash. So it will go back to your users pref folder.
Percent what?
It's in the chat window. Percent local app data percent.
Uh, yes, local app data, and then the percent sign, backslash Bentley. The other sorry, the other slash.
Well, I don't know my slashes.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
That one.
hit enter. Yeah, hit
Yeah,
enter.
that's the only one.
Is that right?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
should be.
it's right. Hit
Okay.
enter.
All right.
Yeah. Go to Open Rows Designer. So this will be perhaps location for all the products that you have. So go to the Open Road Designer, and this
Okay.
is your. Yeah.
Yep. So let me go delete that. All right. So this is what I have so far. So just to look at the three uh, configurations that I have that I'm able to use.
Mhm.
And my next question is going to be the one that's on my server that's shared with multiple users. So here you can see I have three different locations, uh, three different, and they all work if I don't define that configuration setup CFG. So here, uh, here, here. So they're different, you know, my work sets are different locations with the different here. And so I guess to demonstrate this problem we have with the with changing so I'm just going to go to a file here. The
Now, ideally,
projects.
ideally it should go to the appropriate work set. So again, that doesn't seem to be working over here. So
Well, it's the first time. The first time.
no,
And
anyway, say
remember, yeah, and remember, if I don't define that configuration setup, it's not going to remember. The only way to keep that is not exit it out of the file. If I exit out of the file, all that goes away. So I have to start over every time. Every
no,
time I
no, no.
exit out of the file.
Yeah, that shouldn't be the case. Like even if you open the file for the first time, then
Yes.
that works set. Eventually, it has to point to the appropriate folder. So can we do one small exercise over here? Can you cancel this dialog for the time being? Yeah, and on the right hand side, yeah. So uh, can you make this full screen? Yeah, show all properties. That's the button that we need to click. Show all properties. And can you click on the design files folder? So again, it's pointing to your documents. Yeah, open that. So this is your default folder location. So I believe within the worksets COG file, we haven't specified the default root location where your design file has to be. If you specify it, as soon as you click on new or browse button, it will go it into your appropriate folders.
I guess you can do that in the manage configuration. And
Uh,
so hold on to that thought. So it may explain what I'm seeing here when I
yep.
do this. Okay, so I'm gonna open a file in the project in the work set. Let's see projects TB5156. That's a bad file. I opened up the hydrogas, the drainage database. Uh, yes. Yeah. Um, so here is where, okay, say I open a file, and if I go back to the backstage here, it remembers my list here, and I can close out the file here. Now we have work set, and you were alluding to this, Amit, with the different location here, and we have this text file that you mentioned earlier. We don't, you know, that's in the past. What we had to do was edit a text file that's in desktop to change our work set root here. So you can see here we have you can change this value here to L1, L2, L3 to the different location of where my work sets are
Mm-hmm.
located
Mm-hmm.
here. But we don't have to do this now with the managed configuration. So I think, and I don't want to, you know, overstep my bound or the intent of the software here is, so to do that, I can go to the managed configuration here and like for this one, uh, I can edit that, and under here, I
Mm-hmm.
could tell it the redirect that work sets root folder to say, well, right now I'm going to see project in CDOT here, but if I was to redirect this to somewhere else, like see, um, see the work set that's for training is under the configuration. uh, organization, civil, discipline, road design, work set. So all our training work set is located here. So I could use this path here to redirect the workspace. And I think you're supposed to put a slash there on. It doesn't matter, I guess. Uh, so now when I think I need to exit, what does the work? So right now my list is here. Uh, when I exit out of this with the new configuration, open it back up, my list of work sets is expected to change because I've redirected that folder for the work set root. Okay, there's something wrong. I didn't hit save, or maybe I had locked on. You guys see anything I'm doing wrong, or
No, that's right. That's
No.
right. Click on OK. Yeah, and do one thing. Do a right click on the NC.1012.
uh,
Right click, open in File Explorer. Yeah, and can you open up the workspace setup.cfg file again? Just to be on the. Do we have that path?
that right there? Yeah, that should be it. Either one of this should work. But I guess that's it still remembers the old one, and it adds to it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it listed twice?
Yeah, I probably had that earlier on, Dan.
Okay.
I probably had this one early on, and I just added the
Oh,
middle
I see.
one.
Okay. Okay.
But right now, I should read the middle one, right? Check again.
Do one thing. See.
Yeah, it should be the middle one without the slash.
Data.
Hmm.
Okay, so that should work.
Uh,
And I think
uh,
yes.
yeah, let me try to do the same stuff for here. So just give me a minute.
Okay.
Edit, add.
So, oh, I was gonna say too. If worst case, is it possible that you could wrap up this workspace and give it to us? Maybe can we
Yeah.
play with it? Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
If we can't troubleshoot it on here, maybe we'll take a look at it from our side.
Yeah, that'd be great, Dan.
Okay. Of course, I do have a hard stop at the top of the hour, so just
Okay.
a heads up. But
Yeah. Yeah. Keep that in mind. I think we're, not less than embarrassing because I think we're at the end of the thing here because I just had that one thing that I want to show you, and
okay.
we're showing leading up to that. So Amit, are we? Are we okay to?
Yeah, just give me a minute. I'm trying something
Okay. All
for
right.
you. Just give me a minute. I just changed my configuration to point to the similar kind of a notion where we are overriding the configuration variables. So open with Notepad. Yeah. So it's pointing to my. It does work. It does work. Okay. So basically, can we do one thing? Uh,
Yeah.
okay. Now, as you said, now the association is goes something like this. Okay. Now, uh, do a right click on nc.10.12, edit this, edit that configuration, and click on the workspace setup dot the toggle. Yeah. Yeah. Get rid of this variable. Delete. Click on add. There is a drop down button adjacent to the add. Yeah, and click on workspaces root, the last one on the list.
So here.
Yeah, that one. Now, so pick another folder that you want that list to be popped out. So can you go back to the worksets folder that you had? Not this one. Go to the workspaces. Yeah.
Did you say
le-
work set or workspaces?
Yeah, so go a couple of folders above, go to the disciplines, or maybe go to the discipline, go one level back, one civil, click on workspaces, click on workspaces. Yeah, copy this folder. Yeah, copy this and paste it over here. Click OK. OK. And simply click on example configuration. That means I want you to switch between the configurations. Now click on NC dot again. Do you see the change?
No, it's. I mean, changing the work set or
It will be both. So cancel this and restart the app. Cancel this and restart the app. So I tried the similar kind of a notion where I had the the default workspaces. So I changed it to something else and it picked up those folders and it prop and I could see the change in the UI. Yeah, it does create that. It does point to a new location, right? Now the next step is like it's not able to find the worksets associated to this folder. So can we do one thing again? Can you do right click edit on nc.10.12 or else yeah, go to the workspace setup. Yeah, toggle
Does
that.
that work? Does that workspace have workset?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to check. Like, uh, can you navigate to this folder? C nc.connect workspace configuration 1012. Can you navigate to this folder location? Yeah, that's the ideal one. Yeah, click on that 1012. Click on workspaces folder. Click on DOD in North California. Yeah, click on that. Click on worksets. admin nc.cfg file is the workset name, but it's not able to figure out from where it needs to pick. So can you go a couple of levels above? Can you open up this dot not cfg file?
On
The
the
cfg file,
CFP.
the cfg file, the second on the list. Go one level up. Yep. Open that file in editor. Now what it says, yeah, can you scroll, can you maximize this a bit? Yeah, that is fine. Okay, and let me look for the variable which is of our interest. Oh, one test. Yeah, workset root, worksets root. Okay. Do we have that variable defined in this file?
Yeah. And the work
Oh,
sets roots.
I see work set. No, you said work sets root, right? With the S on it.
yep. That's what the plan should be. Now you need to define another variable workset root, and this
Yes.
file. So it's taking up from workspace root followed by worksets. So we and do you define this variable USDN workspace root within your file? Do you define that?
Yeah. So that's where that input, that text file comes in. So it reads this and it reads the input file, and it depending on the where the work sets are, it redirect this work sets route. So that's what I was going to show you how I'm able to do that in the managed configuration. So yeah, so I think we were on the same path. I think that's what we were trying to demonstrate with this, uh, with redirecting the work set without using the input file here. So
Mhm.
I'm going to set this back here, edit this. So that I don't need to define that. That's sorry. What I did was add that work sets root, redirect that to that folder here, to a different location. Instead of this, I want to go, where is that? I want to go to organization, civil disciplines institute. Here's my second location of my second set of work sets. I want to go to these work sets. So I would use that variable to direct that path here. That should take, I
Mhm.
don't have lock on. Okay. Uh, so now I think I just need to exit on the back end. It should take that variable now. I this is coming to the last question that I had. So I don't know what happened there. Lost something.
Why did it lose the roles drop down?
I don't know. I don't
I think
see
you
the
need to
row.
add a backslash at the end of that variable.
Yeah, that may be. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my work set. It should automatically comes up. Uh,
Now you don't have your work sets.
Yeah. Um, Let me just delete that. Let it create a new one. Uh, oh, so it's right into this, right? The workspace setup CFG when I edit that. Somehow I lost my. Uh,
I got the sense like we need to define all those variables as in like as soon as the workspace is coming out fine. Now we are missing the work sets because the eventually what happens is like for example like uh, okay, can you open up this dot us North Carolina CFG file? Yeah, it has a reference which says like if you don't specify the worksets folder, it will pick it from the default location that we have. Okay, so you need to also guide that through the workspace set of option, like from where I will be getting those worksets. Now over here, I could clearly see like from line number 83 to 98, it says like if those variables are defined, like nc dot use local worksets to L0, then take this location. Like if it's L1, take this location. If it's L2, take this location,
and
or else if it's a L3, take this location. Now what's going on? I'm pretty sure like if these variables are not defined, it won't go into any of those conditions.
yeah.
So
So
can we do, yeah, define this variable nc dot use local workset L3, and I believe it will go into your workspace root workset, and if it has the workset, then it should bring up on the list. Yep, save this and yeah, launch it again. It does work, right?
Yeah, yeah. I had
Yeah.
admin here. But I guess I redirected this to a different folder here. This workspace CFG. So let me add that.
Mm-hmm.
Say I want to change to a different location.
You basically you'd use workspaces route. Like we can't directly have worksets route. It follows a proper hierarchy. Like we need to start from the workspaces. The workspace will tell about where are its workset. So we need to specify the location for the workspaces route.
Okay. Oh, can I try it without that first? And let's see if it.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Let's give it a try. Let's
Yeah.
give it a try.
Okay. Let's do. So I'm gonna go to the a different location where we have the other work sets. So I want to go to this location.
Hey, I'm sorry, I gotta drop off here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll leave you in good hands with Amit and Ajay. Ajay is one of our
Okay.
QA engineers who look after this. So
Okay.
if you need anything from them, just let me know, or
Okay.
Amit and Ajay can probably send them information too. So
Okay.
appreciate
All
it,
right.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Thanks,
keep me in
Dan.
the loop. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yep. Yep. All right.
Bye.
Yeah. So I'll add that on here. And instead of admin in C, I should see the different work set the next time I come in here. Yeah, so it's okay. Uh,
So can we do one thing?
yeah,
So can we do one thing? Yeah. So let's click on edit and specify location to workspaces route to your workspaces. Okay. And
uh,
we'll do a couple of
uh,
things. Yeah. Yeah. We'll do a
well,
couple of things.
well,
Add.
it didn't take the last one I had.
Yeah. Specify the path. Test it. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Now add another variable. So can you go back to the workspace CFG file? We did not add any of this. Don't click OK. Don't click OK. So can you open up the so from the Explorer? From the Explorer, yeah, yeah. Open that file, which is in your editor. The
It,
editor, yeah.
it's on
Open
here.
that file, yeah. So can you scroll bit down where you define? Yeah, use nc dot. Maybe you added it. You were at line number 83. So copy this line.
Did you want to add?
No, copy that. Remove that line. I want you to delete that line.
Oh,
Delete. Yeah, delete that line and copy that variable. Like we need to define that variable through UI. Copy and exit it from here and save this file. Save this file. Yeah. Add. Yeah. Add custom at the last. Uh, Give that variable a name. Yeah. Copy, paste it over here. Yeah. And type in double quotes L3.
Oh, is it missing one letter?
The
From variable. The CDOT or NCDOT. I believe it was
yeah,
NC. Yeah.
Yeah, click OK. Say OK over here again. Yep. Say OK. Yeah. Now exit and come back. So now this file will get parsed. If it's L3, the workset root should be USTN followed by something. Does that work?
no, it's not. For example, my work set is not available.
Yeah. So do one thing, exit from here. Exit from here. Yeah, close this. And yeah, just before that line, can you hit enter at line number 24? Type in percent echo, percent echo. We don't have that equal to sign.
2 equals
ECHO, ECHO, percent ECHO. E.
HO E.
Okay, let me type it
Echo.
over here.
Echo.
Oh, I'm sorry. So percent echo.
Percent echo dollar and C dot underscore use local workset. This one, and the other variable, we have those dollar followed by opening and closing brackets.
Oh, he pasted it in the chat.
What? Well, it's my chat's on my other screen. That
Yeah. And at line number 95, at the another line which is being shared on the Teams chat.
was you have to tell me because I'm
Yeah,
using two
percent.
screens.
Yeah, percent echo space dollar round bracket open close. Yeah, and on line number 93 we have the variable USTN underscore worksets root. Copy that variable and paste it between the brackets. Copy and paste it within the brackets. Yeah. Save this file. Yep.
Wait,
And
you overwrote the first bracket.
oh, yeah, first bracket. Yep. Save this and launch designer again. Yeah. So as soon as launch, it should bring up some console. Yep. Now this is what it says. Like now your value is L2. So you are overriding L2 somewhere within the configuration files, and it says like this is the path. So for example, it goes ahead. Now, is that path valid? Now we need to identify whether the path is valid or not. Can you copy that
This
path?
is right. Yeah, this is right. That's right. That's not right. Uh, this path and this path is the same, but that's not.
Both are wrong, right?
No, this one's right.
Can we confirm that? Like we have the work sets at that location.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe is this one here.
No, something is wrong, right?
What is? Yeah, one is rows and the other one's.
So the problem over here was like it changed to L2, whereas we defined L3, right?
Yeah.
So can you go back to your COG file? And let's see who is defining it to L2. So do you know within which code it's getting defined to L2? Because like we said, like through variable, like it's
Yeah.
L3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's here.
But someone like some script has overridden it to
Right
L2.
here. Yeah. It's passed from this input file here. This one there on my desktop.
Can you comment on that line for the timing?
This here.
Yeah, this line. Yeah. And can you launch the product again? And I believe this will work now. It is work.
Yeah, it goes to the admin there.
Now change it to L2
Change it
or
in
L.
the
Yeah, in the editor, like not from here, from the. Can you change it to L1? Not from here. Do a right click in the product UI. Not from here. Yeah,
here.
right click. Yeah, right click, edit. Yeah, click on workspace setup, toggle.
Add that custom there.
It should persist, like something is going wrong. Like it should persist that information and it's losing every time when we launch it. So cancel this. So let's analyze from the file standpoint. Cancel this dialog. Yeah, do a right click on nc.1012. Open in Explorer. Go one level up. Uh, oh,
Is it
can
looking
you?
for a configuration file there?
Yeah, workspace setup.cg file. It's looking for the workspace setup.cg file over here, and it's not able to find it. Yeah, can you go into this folder? Yeah, 10, 12. We are not able to see workspace setup.cog file over here.
Yeah, they're all in here, right?
No, no, no. It's looking for a workspace setup file over here, and it's not able to find it. Okay. Can we do one thing? Can you, if possible, can you share the skeleton of this configuration along with the naming convention so we won't require the actual files, but only the skeleton of it, like the CFG files and the folder structure. So even if you can provide those stuff to us,
Yeah.
we'll be in a better position to simulate the similar kind of environment at our end, and we'll come up with some solution for you, like how do we
Okay.
get this thing rolling out, and using managed configuration, how it will be easy to manage or to change the configuration paths on the fly
Yeah.
using an editor.
Okay. Yeah. I think it works for the most part. It just has some of these odd
Yeah, so we'll
things.
figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure it out,
Okay.
and we'll share the detailed analysis of what was missing and how did we achieve this.
Okay. So the last question I had was it writes to that uh where is it? Uh that workspace setup CFG.
Yeah, I don't find that file. That should be a file over here,
Yeah, it
and
should
that's what.
be.
Yeah, that's what is missing.
Yeah. But I had an old one back here. So if this was the file that it was looking for,
Mhm,
um, and then you write to this when we
mhm.
edit the manage configuration here,
Yeah, it does.
what
It does. Like,
what happened to if this file sits on a server? Like if it's on a server here, we don't want people to, one user doesn't determine everybody. Like we have a configuration here in our server here that's on the S drive, and that file sits here. We don't want
mhm.
one person writing that for everybody. Uh, is there a way to redirect this workspace setup CFG to their local drive instead of if this file sits on the server?
Yeah, just give me a minute. Whether it's easily possible or not, that's what I can help you on this. Just give me a second. No, as of now, there won't be any easy way to read the local files.
Yeah. So that's, I guess we still need to edit our text file here to change the work set location because that variable is written here. Uh, and if our configuration is on a server that's shared by multiple users, we can't, one user can't write to determine everybody else's. Uh,
Yep.
works.
Maybe what we could do, maybe I'll leave this up to Dan. Maybe you can share across this workflow with Dan, and
Okay.
Dan will be in a better position to guide us, like what needs to be done ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that's the last question I had
Yeah.
on this was just, in a case where we had a configuration on the server and it's right to this one file here, we can't do that because multiple users are writing to that file.
Makes sense. Makes
Uh,
sense. Makes
yeah.
sense.
Okay. Does anybody else from the NCDOT side who's still left? I think we still left here. Have any questions for the Bentley folks here?
No, I think this is good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, any Bill or still here or anybody? Now's your chance. Speak your piece. Al,
Nothing from me.
Yeah, I'm good.
yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out what's different between that 1011 workspace and this 1012 one. Why it is working. Um, unless there is a programming change that was done in the background on Bentley's end.
Yeah. The important thing is we're not supposed to edit the configuration setup CFG and
Yeah,
out. I guess they're limiting that more and more now. They're restricting that more and more now from the IT side. And I mean, for the most part, I'm able to work around the some of the things. Like I say, not completely X out of files, and I can work on multiple configurations here, which I really like. I have the thing here. The one thing I think we were missing, had a question about was, and you notice here, this is 3 different location. Suppose I want to set up, I only have one location, but I want to change, like here, I want to set up this one here, but I want to change the workset root location, but it's the same configuration folder, but just the variable here is different.
Mhm.
So it right now it won't let me. Or it's not possible. Is there some thought been given to that? I mean, right now the user's coming in here and when we get this working, he's changing this variable manually to redirect the work sets through. And that's what our text file solved for us. But if we no longer want to use the text file, and we just want to do everything to this interface here, we the, he, the user will come here and edit this variable and then change the path here. Uh, but that's just one configuration. And from our side is, I think, can we not set up a same configuration path here, but vary the this root folder for them here? Like in this case here, I want to add create a new one, do the same folder here, like NCDOT version 2, defined to the same path here. That path here, same path. And it says, you can't specify one that's already configured, used, I guess. So what we want to do is set up the same path, but vary the variable here to a different, redirect that to a different location. Hello?
Yep.
Okay. Uh, so, is, has there been any thought about, is that something of a possibility, or is something that's not going to happen? I mean, that's not the way it was designed to work.
Yeah. So maybe we can, for sure, we can do this. But you need to drop an email to Dan, and there will be a bit of changes that will be required in the configuration, like the CFG files. Once you share across the skeleton of the CFG files, we will be in a better position to guide you on the changes that will be required to use the same workspaces, work sets, and under different configurations. And
Okay.
yeah, so once you share across those information to us, and Dan will Dan will be in a better position to comment on this, like how do we address this kind of solutions.
Okay. All right. All right. I could send you like a skeleton folder
Yep.
structure in the CFG uh, to our to our workspaces. Um,
Yep.
and then I guess you guys could take it on from there.
Yep. Makes sense.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.